Hello everyone, my name is Sabina Chen and I am a Master's of Engineering student at MIT pursuing a degree in Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. Today I will be introducing RACECAR Middle School, which is a hands-on robotics software curriculum that was designed as part of the MIT Beaver Summer Institute. So here's a high-level overview of the topics that we'll be discussing in this presentation, ranging from what is MIT Beaver Summer Institute, what is RACECAR Middle School, some details about the curriculum, as well as some feedback we received from students and teachers who've taken past iterations of the course, and we'll wrap it up by discussing the current impact and future plans we have moving forward. So first, what is MIT Beaver Summer Institute? MIT Beaver Summer Institute, or BWSI for short, is a 4-week residential STEM program geared towards rising high school seniors focused on teaching emerging technologies through hands-on project-based learning. BWSI began in 2016 with just a single course, the autonomous race car Grand Prix, which was only offered to 46 students. Since then, BWSI has expanded to include over 10 separate courses for over 240 students. Each of these classes span a diverse range of STEM topics, all of which are relevant to current problems engineers are facing today. And along with the growth of BWSI in the past 4 years, we have also seen a growth in high school robotics courses in the classroom nationwide. Examples such as FIRST Robotics, Zero, BEST, VEX, and even Duckytown. Now, all of these programs emphasize the value of hands-on learning through robotics at the high school level. However, we quickly noticed that compared to the number of high school robotics programs available, there is an identified lack of robotics programs at the middle school level. And because one of the goals of BWSI is to help improve engineering education worldwide, we quickly learned 2 important lessons. First, if we are to actively encourage individuals to pursue an interest in STEM, it's important that we try to reach students at a younger age. In particular, we've noticed that by the time students get to BWSI in their senior year of high school, even if they come out of BWSI interested in STEM, it's just pragmatically more difficult to suddenly pivot into the STEM field. So that's why it's important that we try to reach students at a younger age. Second, in order for our program to be scalable to a wider audience, we will need to further reduce the cost of our current platform. Reducing the cost is especially important for also trying to increase diversity in STEM so that we can reach more underrepresented communities as well. So with these 2 lessons in mind, that is how RACECAR Middle School came to be. RACECAR Middle School was developed as an affordable, scalable, open source platform that is easily accessible for any interested educator in the hopes that we can reach and encourage younger students to pursue STEM in their future. So what exactly is RACECAR Middle School? RACECAR Middle School is MIT Beaver Summer Institute's first middle school pilot program. The curriculum was inspired by the program's very own flagship high school program, the Autonomous Race Car Grand Prix. RACECAR Middle School, or RMS in short, is a STEM program designed for middle school students, grades 6 through 8, to learn programming and robotics through interactive project-based labs. Not only is this course teaching technical coursework, but we're also teaching about teamwork, conflict resolution, introducing students to the world of robotics and engineering. And many of these students are encountering frustrations working with actual software and hardware for the first time. The solution can't just be found simply through a textbook. What we hope to achieve through RACECAR Middle School is to build the students' confidence in applying the skills they've learned in the classroom into tangible applications. The middle school program currently is based off of our previous hardware platform called the MIT RACECAR. The MIT RACECAR is used by the MIT undergraduate robotics course, actually. The platform currently costs around $5,000 per car. And when designing the middle school program, we wanted to use a car that is more affordable and easier to use than the high school car. Although cheaper platforms do exist in the mobile robotics community, the reduced prices often come with significantly reduced capabilities. So what we ultimately did was we designed a new platform specifically for the RACECAR Middle School program, dubbed the RACECAR Model-N. This platform costs around $600. It's an order of magnitude less than the cost of the high school race car. Though more affordable, it still also utilizes many state-of-the-art sensors. For example, the platform is powered by an NVIDIA Jetson Nano embedded computer, an Intel RealSense camera and depth sensor, a YD LiDAR unit with a 10-meter range and a 360-degree field of view, a 1/14 scale RC front steering chassis with an electric drive motor and servo motor, a Pololu 6-channel servo controller to control the steering motors, all mounted together with a laser cut Delrin mounting plate. The onboard NVIDIA Jetson Nano runs on the Ubuntu 16.04 operating system and includes the robot operating system ROS, which is one of the most widely used robotics middleware in the robotics research community today. However, both Ubuntu and ROS are difficult to use as is for many reasons. So in order to make these software tools more accessible for middle school students, we also developed additional software infrastructure on top of Ubuntu and ROS by using Jupyter notebooks. Jupyter notebooks are easily accessible from any browser, and it enables students to invoke ROS, OpenCV, or Python commands through simple function calls that we provide via a background utility script. Jupyter notebooks provides a level of abstraction so that students can focus on the topics introduced in class, as opposed to having to worry about many of the more complex tools running in the background. Since its conception, BWSI has already offered 4 different iterations of RACECAR Middle School, namely throughout most of 2019 and in the beginning of 2020. The entire course has also since been completely virtualized and can be accessed online through the RACECAR Middle School website. This website includes all the course materials taught in these 4 iterations, and it includes all the RACECAR build guides, lecture slides, labs, and even lab solutions. These are the primary course instructors who have had a hand in developing RACECAR Middle School. In particular, special thanks to Andrew Fishberg, who designed the RACECAR Model-N, Sabina Chen, who developed and designed the RACECAR course, and Eyassu Shimelis, who is also continuing the development and propagation of the course. Also, special thanks to the following individuals who made RACECAR Middle School possible through MIT Lincoln Lab, MIT, and MIT Beaver. Lisa Kelly, Joel Grimm, Robert Shin, Sertac Karaman, and Scott Van Broekhoven. So now let's go into what exactly this curriculum entails and the guiding pedagogy behind its inception and development. This course is meant to be taught in 4 weeks. It is geared towards students coming in with no programming experience, and throughout these 4 weeks, students are gradually introduced to Python programming, computer vision, and robotics through fun, interactive visual labs. The course culminates in a final challenge where students team up and program their very own race cars to compete against one another in a final timed Grand Prix event. During the development of RACECAR Middle School, one of our primary goals was to design a curriculum that can get students excited about learning. And the best way we found to do that was to create fun, immediate gratification labs where students can apply the concepts they've learned in class and see an immediate result. This feedback helps students continue to feel engaged and excited throughout the course. The goal of this curriculum was not really to see how much programming or computer vision topics we can cram into the students in only 4 weeks. What we ultimately wanted was for them to come out of the 4 weeks excited about STEM, excited about programming, and excited about robotics. And as much as we wanted this curriculum to be a learning experience, it didn't matter if the students came out knowing exactly how to program an if statement or for loop in Python. If the students came out feeling excited about robotics and had the interest to pursue learning more about these topics on their own time, we have succeeded in the development of this curriculum, because the whole point of RACECAR Middle School was to get students interested in STEM at a younger age. So in week 1, we introduced simple concepts in Python programming, starting from data types and all the way to data structures and for loops. Some lessons learned was that students really responded to labs where the application was tangible. So when learning Python, rather than having them go through drills, asking them to do simple math equations over and over again, we had students start building their own calculators or games, be able to apply the skills they've learned in programming into more fun results. In order to encourage students to learn to work together, we also shuffled and repaired students on the daily so that they can bounce ideas off of each other and learn to work with a wide range of partners and personalities. In week 2, after they've gotten their foundation in programming, we introduced the concept of computer vision. Here are some of the topics that were taught in week 3. So we start off with introducing what is computer vision in general, what are some tools available that you can just modify images directly. Then we start delving deeper into What are color spaces? What is HSV? What is RGB? What's the difference between additive and subtractive coloring? How do you mask colors? How do you draw contours? What information can we use from those contours to be able to track objects? The green screen lab was one of the students' favorite labs, and this was done after they had a firm understanding about color spaces and color masking. They would mask out the green background and overlay them with any image of their choice. We actually even had a competition in class to see who can come up with the craziest, most creative image. And here are some of the images that the students came up with. And they also worked together. They were paired up and they actually were switching teams around and working together to try to come up with really, really fun and creative images. Now, after the students have gained a comfortability in both programming and computer vision, we can finally move the students onto the race cars. So here are some of the topics that were covered in RACECARS. We start off with an introduction to race cars where we put little tape on the ground and we have the students drive the race cars around so that they can follow the shapes outlined on the ground. We have cone parking where we have the students just drive and try to park as precisely 1 foot away from the cone as possible. Cone following where they use contouring and color masking to have the car follow the cone. Line following, so after they figure out, okay, how do you follow a cone, can you now follow a line on the ground? So here's a car following a green line. And then we go into more of the advanced topics such as path selection. So here we see the car follow a yellow line and it prioritizes the green line now. So how can we get a car to prioritize certain colors? Right here we have cone detection. So as opposed to following the line, can we get the car to prioritize following a cone instead? And then near the end, we go a little bit into sign detection and feature detection, which is one of the harder modules in the course. And after all of that, we finally get to the final challenge, which is a culmination of everything the students have learned in the past 3 or 4 weeks. The final challenge involves both an individual time trial and bracket competition where students are paired up, 2 students per race car, to finish this course in the shortest amount of time possible. And in the simplest case, the race cars can follow just one line color and be able to complete the track. With a firmer understanding of more advanced concepts taught in class, the students can use color prioritization or cone following or sign following to be able to take shortcuts, thereby shorten the amount of time it takes for them to finish the course. So this is our first place time trial for the final challenge. And keep in mind that the majority of the students from this course come in with little to no programming experience whatsoever. And the fact that they're able to now program the car to autonomously follow this line on this racetrack arbitrarily is just amazing.
Watch out, don't trip. And it sees a yellow again, and it finishes. Oh my God.
And you can also hear the excitement build up at the end. So this is the Grand Prix where we pit teams against each other to finish the course, to see who can finish the course faster.
Go! Oh, team 12 is in the lead. They're really stuck in the graveyard, but they're watch out. So team E would be coming down.
So you can see the top car takes a shortcut and they end up winning. So you can hear just the excitement coming from both the crowd and the students. And it shows that the students are really, really excited about this program and are very proud of what they've achieved in only 4 weeks. So we have a preliminary assessment of this program via a set of self-assessment questionnaires from both the summer 2019 program as well as the January 2020 teachers training program. So with students, we have attempted to assess their comfortability level with various topics, and we've directed the questions in the format, how would you rate your comfortability with ... And choices range from 1 to 5, with 1 being not comfortable at all, to 5 being very comfortable. So as shown in the legend, the red bars represent the results from the first day, and the blue bars represent the last day. In these two graphs, we asked the students to rate their comfortability with general programming, shown in the left graph, and their comfortability with Python specifically, shown in the right graph. We can observe that there is a relative increase in confidence levels between that of the first day and last day of class, with the majority of answers shifting from neutral and the not comfortable range to the neutral and very comfortable range. In this question, we asked the students to rate their comfortability with OpenCV. Now, OpenCV is an advanced computer vision library that most computer students are not exposed to until the college level. So therefore, it's not surprising that almost all students had never heard of OpenCV. However, as further shown in the figure, the students leave our program with relatively higher comfortability in OpenCV. In this figure, we asked the students about their comfortability level with robotics, and similar to the trend in programming and computer vision, we noticed that in the beginning, the students report various comfortability levels with robotics, but by the last day of class, the majority of answers have shifted to neutral or comfortable. We also executed a self-assessment questionnaire for the teachers before and after our teachers training program that was run during January 2020. The questions were asked in the same format. As we see, it's similar to the general trend in the summer 2019 questionnaires. There's a relative increase in comfortability level between the first and last day of classes in OpenCV and in robotics as well. What's more interesting is that we also, on the last day of class, asked the teachers if they would be interested in additional options for project-based courses for their students with a focus in computer science or AI. The large majority of them answered that they were very interested in having these project-based courses available. Another question we asked is whether they felt that this course was suitable for school credit, whether it be in computer science, technology, or robotics. And we can see that the majority of teachers report that this program is suitable or very suitable, while a few of them report that the program to be not suitable. And lastly, let's wrap it up with the current impact this course has had in education so far, as well as future plans for the curriculum. We are currently expanding the available Racecar Middle School curriculum through the support of developers from both MIT and Harvey Mudd. We are adding more modules, more in-depth technical materials. In the process, we've also been engaging with more schools and more teachers, for example, through the January 2020 Educators Training Program. And a lot of those teachers actually left the program to continue their own enrichment programs or to spread Racecar Middle School throughout the homeschool networks. We've also worked with various schools within the Boston area, such as Madison Park High School, who actually incorporated Racecar Middle School into the spring 2020 curriculum. We're super excited to continue working with them, to be able to reach and impact more students in the community. To wrap it up, Racecar Middle School was really just developed as an affordable open source platform to reach more students and educators alike, in the hopes that we can encourage younger students to be able to pursue STEM in the future with the guiding ideology of just to have fun while learning. And we hope that by doing the work that we do and with the development of Racecar Middle School, we can make an impact in education worldwide. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you so much for listening. For more information, feel free to access these websites. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at bwsi-admin@mit.edu. Thank you so much.